Bengal. I call that is the second Bengal Renaissance, particularly a lot of scientists, researchers who also came up with that, and which eventually led to give an opportunity for C.V. Raman, who came as an assistant accountant general in Calcutta, to go back to science and pursue his dream of doing brain physics, and which eventually resulted in what we call the only Indian Nobel Prize in Science. I will say there are so many Indians who got Nobel Prize in Science, but I still feel that the only Indian Nobel Prize we can say to give this lecture. Thank you.
Already Chairman has mentioned a lot about that, Sir C.V. Raman. We know that only scientists born at India, whole life worked at India, that science got the Nobel Prize. After that, we are searching that, but one day it will come. Maybe the future scientists who are sitting here, they may think about that, but what he invented, even today is still relevant to the science. For example, microplastics, reductions. We wanted to use any method, end of the day you have to go for the surface enhanced Raman spectra. That is the science what he has done. Today, any of the scientific discovery or the scientific community wanted to work on the bench, without Raman, they can't touch it. Like it or not, Western world, they have to use the name of Raman. That's what the science, what he created the whole world. So we are very happy to do this lecture. Two things we wanted to see, that the conventional R&D and R&D innovation. What is this? Is it a right way to move out from the conventional R&D to the R&D innovation? Due to time limit, I am not going for the listed what is the primary focus and objective all. But it's that time. You look at the two institutions in the country. One is that IIC Bangalore or IIT Chennai. Both they make money. The money they are making based on the science what they have done. How it is possible last 20 years? It was not there before 20 years. They are also done exactly R&D. Now they change it to the R&D innovation. That's what they started able to make money. Now in front of us we don't need to go for the Stanford or MIT model. We have a two wonderful model in front of us. Just we look into that how their scientists or the faculty, student adjusted to convert their research into the research innovation. The simple example is, for my own example, I started working on the coffee. One person working in the Nestle wanted to bring the coffee with the foam, without adding the milk, that espresso coffee itself foam. So they invested almost $100 million into that project. He invented, but he left the company. He floated his own company. He told the same Nestle, I have that idea if you pay this much money. Otherwise, he will go to the opponent company. They hired him again back the technology. That is the power of the science and the idea. The how to sell that your science idea, that is the important. So now our Tata wanted to make it a similar one in India. So they approached me. I wrote a book. One paragraph I had written about that. Spray drying, you can make the foam. He told me, sir, you written something, can you use that idea to convert the foam? It's not that easy. In front of us, one is that I have to create a foam. Target is now, Davidoff is making the best foam in the world, best coffee. I have to cross that. So now my experimental plan will go back. What is the consumer preference? Who is the market leader? What is the target benchmark? I have to create R&D. If I do R&D for publications or patent, that will stay as such. If you think about the market potential, think about my competitor, then only this R&D will move to market. That market will yield the result in terms of the money. This is the adjustment all the institution has to do that. Either approach or the dependency output. You see the dependency. Even Central University here, Kerala, whatever the facility the faculty can run around, right? That is not the way we need to look into that. We need to move out of box. We can reach out wherever possible, access and convert your research into that. If you are able to do do that? Yes. Look at the unicorns. IIT Chennai can produce more than 5 unicorns. IIT Mumbai is producing the unicorn. Why Central University Kerala or the CSIR lab can't produce unicorns? Even startups, number of the startups. Because we are not able to adjust from this to that. The draw the line is the most important. Yes, Sir C.V. Raman has done classical basic chemistry, basic physics or the basic science. Can we do the same thing? Question mark. But present relevant, you have to make a money out of your science. So that adjustment is a need of our. My dear students, this is what we have to do. Classical R&D will stop on point. You design the problem, achieve the problem, got the result, you publish, patent it, you got the promotion, that's it. It stops in that point. But here the circle is continuously going on. For example, I create the same foam, I transfer the technology to Tata, Tata put in the market may not accept or suit up well. Competitor will bring another product. Now I have to redesign my product to competitor. So this R&D will go for building the design, putting into the test in the market. Look at the two block, 1970s to 79, 2010 to 19. Floods, stroke, forest fire, all are 3 times increased. What we used to say, climate has changed. Climate has not changed. We changed the climate. That's what all these things, the switchover has happened. Even you can ideally see that how the switchover has happened from this point. 1990 afterwards, the continuous rise of the surface temperature of the earth, it's very linearly increasing. That you can see from here. 1977, just you see the 1990 afterwards, how fast our temperature of the earth is warming up. Last year, temperature of the surface temperature of the earth was 1.38. Ideally, we have to keep 1.5. Already we reached 1.38. If crosses close to 1.7 or 2, what will happen? Antarctica starts melt. We have to forget about Kochi, Trivandrum, Chennai, Mumbai, everything will go under the sea. Already flooding, temperature, cycle is changing. We have experienced that. I think we are the last humans on the earth enjoying all the things. After 50 years, definitely we don't know how much on the climate change. One, after 100 years, we don't know humans are going to live on this earth. That is the truth. The way in which is going on, you can see that the linear increasing. India is third largest consumer of energy, including this hall. You look at the AC won't switch on, it consumes more energy. And we are the fourth largest emitter of CO2. But you can argue one thing in that figure itself. Our per capita CO2 release is very, very less. But we can't go away with our responsibility. Because India decided to go for net zero 2070, whole world is decided to go for 2050. Where is the plan of achieving that? Because of increasing the energy input for our consumers. Look at another figure there. Percentage change in 2015 to 35. Compared to all other regions, India is going to be more than 100%. That case, our CO2 emission is going to shoot up more than what we are today. So this is a big concern. So what are the solutions in front of us? So now I will come to the R&D innovations. Solution is, we have plenty of sun, plenty of water in Kerala itself. Can we split? Can you make the hydrogen? Can we make the hydrogen energy to supply this energy input, green energy? Where is the problem? All chemists are there, simple, splitting the H2O is easy. Electrolysis process can do that. But the cost of the production of the hydrogen is the big concern. Right now it's close to $4 per kg. We are able to do $1 per kg, we can achieve that. That is the dream. But still it's a long way to go. Reliance and most of the industries has put huge money on this. Even Vizhinjam port is a very good, we operating now. Is it possible to export hydrogen from the Vizhinjam port? That's the idea. Government of India is approved 2 Hydrogen Valley project. One is the Pune Hydrogen Valley.
Second hydrogen valley is Trivandrum Hydrogen Valley project. What all about it? CSIR NIST is part of this hydrogen valley project. We wanted to run our KSRTC bus with the hydrogen. That is the dream of the project. We are working very closely with IIT Palakkad, CSIR NIST, and ANAT is a Kerala government center. One is that running the KSRTC bus with the hydrogen, splitting the water, not only from the existing the seawater and other water, the industry wastewater. That's the one. Second idea, what we are thinking is, can we create a urea, green urea, converting ammonia, that hydrogens will come from the what we produce to make a green urea. This investment is come from the industry from Pune. CSIR NIST is working close to 300 crore investment from the industry, and CSIR NIST is working on that. What is that idea is it? We wanted to export green urea as well as hydrogen from Vizhinjam port. But one more trick is here is how to export. We don't have the technology to hold the hydrogen in the cylinder. Right now, we are not making the type 4 cylinder in India. We need that cylinder itself. So we are working on each and every portion. One is that already we set up in our institute this reactor. This reactor not only split the hydrogen, it is the treatment of the wastewater treatment, biological treatment as well as the splitting the hydrogen. We are able to do our canned-in wastewater directly pumped through this reactor. Here we are treating and splitting, making the hydrogen for the use of the canned-in. Apart from that, we are making the cylinder itself. Along with CMRE Durgapur, CSIR NIST developed this cylinder, and what is that Vetimer fiber coating on the cylinder is developed by CSIR NIST. So we are planning two ways. One is the making the hydrogen, second one is the transport of the hydrogen. This can make the business. If you think about India's first bus is running in Trivandrum, that is our idea. We don't know, we may succeed, we may fail. The whole project may fail. Total investment right now 100 crore. But that risk we have to take it. That's what I'm telling it. We need to switch over from the classical R&D to the R&D innovation. Second one is that this is the one, when you are talking about the success model, I wanted to explain about the failure model. You may be knowing, Government of India told to mix ethanol, 20% ethanol in the petrol. What finally went on? Yes, we are mixing. What is the production of the ethanol cost right now? 2G ethanol, because we can't go for the 1G ethanol because food security is important. That's what waste we are converting into the 2G ethanol. The production of the ethanol right now cost is 115 rupees. Government is giving subsidy of 60 rupees, then we are mixing with the petrol. Now you know the cost calculation. Importing the petrol, we wanted to substitute 2G ethanol. Again, government is subsidizing that. Why that cost is increased? One component is the enzyme, which is convert lignocellulose to the 2G ethanol. That enzymes we are not able to develop ourselves. Yes, as an institute, CSIR NIST, NCL Pune, we develop our own enzyme. ICT Mumbai developed the own enzyme. Still, that enzyme is not equivalent to the Novozyme enzyme. Even Novozyme enzymes produces cost of the per liter of ethanol is 110 rupees. This is the what our research focus has to go. We able to bring down the production cost close to 60 rupees. We are in the business. Otherwise, how long government can subsidy this ethanol to mix with the existing petrol? If you go to Trivandrum Airport, you can see these two. One is that whatever the waste generated in Trivandrum Airport moved to this digester. It is totally designed and fabricated by the CSIR NIST. And we converted the waste, 500 kg of the food waste converted into the gas, then electricity. All the Trivandrum Airport street lights are runs with this food waste. This is the one technology. You know this technology is well established everywhere it is there. What is the beauty of new technology, what we did it here? Dye-sensitized solar cells. Can we have, we are using the electricity to make lighting up this hall. Can you use the same light to the again energy? That is the idea. We made it 40% of the same energy, recreated the electricity. 40%. The world highest dye-sensitized solar cell sensitivity is made by our institute. Not only that, the production of that DSC cells made it in our institute. We put up that Theyyam, you know that Kerala, we made it the Theyyam, the art and science mixed. I was very happy to see entrance here. Vice Chancellor has made a very wonderful art here. The similar one, we need to take up that one. That's what you can see that lot of foreigners, when they comes to the arriving port in Trivandrum, they go and stay and take the photo. They may not know what is behind that. Wonderful science behind. That runs without battery. What it helps? This room, if you take how many batteries are running here, all this remote, every room AC, you have remote, TV, you have remote, fan, we have remote. All the battery need lithium. We need a lithium for other purpose. We are adding the lithium into this battery. Can we remove that? So a simple example, mosquito coil, you are putting into plug there. This can run without even power. That's what we try to develop, dye-sensitized solar cells. We wanted to be leader on that. This the next level is flexible solar. If we make it a dye-sensitized solar to the flexible solar, our drone can fly even better than the Chinese. That's what now we started moving into the next level. I'll stop this one. I don't want to give many examples. Just I wanted to give that how to change our mind to R&D innovations. Some of the area I touch upon, then you can think about yourself. I'll move to my own area of food. Food we love, right? 100 years back, we used to take a food for energy. 50 years back, we have started taking food for nutrition, right? We are calculating the calories, we know what is the protein all. But today, is it the case? We wanted to enjoy the food for soul. You see that every weekend we are going to mall. What is there in the mall? More than the theater, you have a restaurant. We wanted to enjoy the weekend. Whatever it is, now food is become a enjoyment. That yielded different perspective. Customized food they want, nutrition, novel product and ethical food choice and brand. I'm not going for detail. These are the total value chain of the food production, primary processing, value addition, then packaging, marketing and export. What is the new innovation can happen into that? Again, R&D and R&D innovations. You know the chocolate. You like the dairy milk chocolates, whatever brand you have. Where is the innovation happen? Innovation happened in UK. The whole model, including the packaging, whole world. Either you buy in that same chocolate in Delhi or Melbourne or London, the same. Taste is same. That's what people used to give. Now breakfast cereal. Whole world the same. You like it or not, earlier you used to take the idli, dosa, puttu, now you are taking the cereals, that taste, right? Now, can we make it a personalized choice of the food? That's what food 3D printing. When I started working on this, cost of the printer cost was almost 25 lakh. 25 lakh, how you can make it at home? We need a less than a lakh. Like you have the mixie, grinder, can we have a printer? You can print whatever the way you want, even taste, calories, protein, everything you can fix it. That's the idea. So we developed that printer, cost is only 70,000 rupees. We can reduce little bit. The first indigenous printer has been developed. I'll give the two story here. One is the science story, another one is the business story. We have done that printer. As a classical R&D researcher, I published the paper. The first India's paper on the food 3D printing by me. Where I failed is, I have not patented, I have not have a copyright. I used one company to develop that printer. He learned everything from us. Quietly he started, manufactured. Before I blink, he announced it. He has the 3D printer with the cost of 50,000 rupees. This is the what, as a scientist, we have to be alert. When you are moving into the classical R&D to the innovative R&D, you need to think about marketability, the potential of the 3D printer. Today, I don't know about this institute, most of the whole country institute has this 3D printer developed by me, designed by me. He is exporting now. I lost all the control on that product. That's what I said the first, second slide, the cycle. When you are planning the designing, you need a commercial element. What is the market potential? How much you can make for yourself as well as your institute. I will talk little bit later, maybe some vice chancellors are there, how that can be done, I will tell you that. This is the what 3D printer we have done, we can make it a 14% or 17%. And then we made it the 4D print as well. What is the 4D printing? It's nothing but pasta is the twisted one, right? It's a flat. You can make the pasta in the flat. You put the hot water, you twist it in the hot water. When you put it to your tongue, it releases the chocolate flavor. When you taste, it tastes whatever the taste you want. This is the what now the innovation is going on that, making people more happy, feel pleasure. So we brought these two books, 3D printing and 4D printing, both authored by me, the world first book on both. But commercial aspect, totally we lost it as an institute, as a scientist. Now we'll move on to the alternative to protein and salt and sugar. Look at morning, our even governor was talking about this. I was very, very happy. Sir was telling life expectancy. When we got independence, our life span was around 40 years. Today, 75 years our life expectancy. 2012, our life expectancy was 62. Last almost 13 years, we increased 10 years of lifespan. That means who born in 2010 in India, they are going to live 100 years. Sure, they are going to live. But how they are living is different aspect. But they are going to live. That means, if you look at here, blue zone area, where people used to live, one is that Japan, Canada and Australia, some area, they used to live 100 years. Right now, they are living at 85 years, we are living at 75. Definitely another 10 years we can catch up. But the problem is that, is the quality lifestyle, quality living is happening in India or not? This slide will give the answer. Look at India as the anemia and stunting. But America talking about so much overweight. But overweight causes all the problem. That's what they're facing. India is the youngest nation today. 40% of the country is youngest nation. When Viksit Bharat, we are talking about that. When we are going to reach 2047, India is the oldest nation in the globe. How are you going to handle aged population? The country right now, China, Japan, Europe is facing the huge problem of aged population. We need a clear plan to handle this aged population in 2047. This figure, again, you can relate it. Anemia. India, 30% men, 52% women, 62% children are anemic. Diabetes. India is the diabetic capital. Second largest. First is China. 1 in 10 people are diabetes in India. Pre-diabetic, if you take it, it goes for the 14% of the country. Another very surprising or fat story is here. Anemia, Kerala is doing really well, 30%. Compared to whole country, you see only blue zone area is Kerala. But look at that. Red zone area is Kerala. Diabetes capital of India is Kerala. Kerala is continuously increasing in the diabetes. We are taking morning puttu, idli, dosa, afternoon again rice, night again some form of puttu. More than that, every week everybody will take the parota. Even railway, yesterday night they are serving parota in the Indian railway. Where we are leading, the only maida. And look at the biscuits sales in the country. Biscuits, what is there? Only maida and sugar. That's what our country become like this. And you can correlate this and this. Wherever the rice eating, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and second highest diabetes is in Karnataka. Third is Andhra, fourth is Tamil Nadu. Fifth is Chhattisgarh and West Bengal. All have the diabetes here. That how to solve? Any way to solve? Yes, as a scientist, we got to think, we have to solve it. So now I learned the lesson from my 3D printing. Any design of my experiment, first I have to think about what is the market potential. How much we can money out of that other than my science. I got a Tata Transformation Prize last year. They gave 2 crore to me. Tata Sons Trust has given. I invested the 2 crore to this project. I wanted to develop the rice which has the more protein, more than 25%, low GIS, almost 55. Can I develop that rice to reduce the load of GI? That's my idea. I tried, I have done. So what we did, we made the rice. Rice milling has the 30% broken rice. Only 69% will get the head rice. The broken rice I collected, I made the powder. Then I changed the total modification of the protein, increased the protein content close to the 24%, Then add the iron, folic acid, vitamin B12. Because we are the vegetarian country, we don't have vitamin B12. I added the vitamin. I shown the slide of iron. So I added the iron. All the micronutrient added made the rice. Now rice is ready, and this is the results. ARK, Ananta Ramakrishnan, you can take it. We have 3 varieties of the rice. You can see the protein content is a 20% to 21%. That's the GI calculations. GI comes around 48. So this rice has the highest amount of the protein. You take 2 times of this rice equivalent to 7 eggs eating per day. We are not taking adequate protein. We are supposed to take 0.8 gram per body weight. A simple calculation, you have the 50 kg of weight, you have to take 50 gram of protein. Just yesterday, whatever you have taken morning to evening, you calculate, you are not taking adequate amount of the protein. Indians are taking close to 60 to 70% of the protein. That's what after 40 years, muscle loss, all the problems are starting. So this will complement that as well. So we made the rice. What is the next? Rice is ready, low GI, 3x more protein. Now I no need to go for human trial, but still as a scientist, I wanted to validate my product. So right now, NIMS Medicity, we are doing with the human trial of this rice. We wanted to see any other complications, how diabetic patients behave, how normal patients are behaving. So already we started this one. Hopefully, this rice will be introduced in the market. This time, business I will do, make a money for my institute. That's what I am trying to do that. Another one story is salt. If you're talking about the diabetes, another one will come, cardiovascular disease. Why cardiovascular disease? We are taking more sodium. Look at, but here we can happy about that. World average is 10.8 gram per day we are taking, world average. We supposed to take as per WHO 5 gram per day. Indians, we are taking 9.8 gram of sodium salt per day. But look at that other countries, China, 17 gram they are taking. That's what the combination of diabetic and cardiovascular disease, they have a huge problem right now. So we need to reduce this salt. How to reduce the salt? See, the human started tasting the food itself, sodium, salt. When they hunted and taken the meat itself, sodium, salt only, it's gone inside. So you can't avoid the salt. You can't avoid the sodium. So how to do that? So we try to manipulate sodium structure to supplement other ions. The brain has to sensitize sodium, but it's not a sodium. What we develop in our lab, the hollow salt, 86% sodium less, but it tastes as the sodium. You can put it in the chips, you can put it in any curry, that is ready. Now testing trial is going on. Now question comes. Tata, you are recording, okay. Tata has come forward as, can I take this technology? Now as a director, as a scientist, I have to think, will sell, it will go to market or not one, or we are doing the science for the mass or particular business. So again questions, I will come back to last slide for how to do that. AML, today without AML you can't do science. You believe it or not, you have to learn, you need to use AML, you need to apply into AML. Otherwise, your science can't stay. Because the validation, trial and error, all it be simplified. So even food also, it's going very, very fast on the blockchain. But we try to develop the blockchain. You buy the coconut water today in coconut oil. You scan the QR code. That will tell which coconut tree it has been come, when it is plucked, what is the temperature was plucking time, humidity, where is it transmitted, where cold press or solvent extraction. Everything you will get it in mobile. Can we make such things to all the product? Then you know the history. That's what we are developing. But that system has the huge expensive. So CSA and NIST, we are developing the own blockchain system. Can be applicable to any of the product, it's available. So just I wanted to give another example. Okay, you develop all these food product. Where to test? Animal? Yes. You have animal house, you can do that. But animal and human has a lot of difference. Our stomach capacity is almost close to 1 liter. Animal stomach capacity is 250 ml. Length, we have the 7 meter length of the intestine. Animal intestine is less. And lot of other complex. So you can't correlate. You can trial and error, you can do for animal. What I try to do that, can we create a human digestive system artificially? This work was started almost 15 years back. We taken the human volunteers MRI, 2D image we converted as the 3D image, and we made it the stomach similar. This is a contraction takes place, that air is pushed there, meal will come down, emptying rate, everything can be calculated. And this is the what apple and upma we give an MRI image. You can see that that blue line is the model what we created. Other red line, green line comes from the experimental. It's almost matched. Right now it is there in the CSIR nest. Now we are working on the large intestine. Now people are thinking our large intestine microbiota is direct connected with your behavior. So we wanted to establish that. That's what we are developing into my book. You can read remaining things. We'll move on to the environmental because time limit 1 o'clock I have to leave. Innovation in the environmental science. When this slide, thanks to the Muthu Kumar, he told he is working in environmental sciences. Yesterday I was talking, then I thought if I was prepared something else, then I put, it's better to talk on environmental science. I am heading the environmental group at CSIR. Almost 14 labs under me, I am a team director of environmental. We are looking into the different aspects. One is that municipal solid waste. See, that research we have to do. We need to manage that. For example, the cities like Trivandrum or Kasaragod. This is the system developed by us. It's a bioreactor converting whatever the input is coming, converted into the RDF and oil. Nothing will go waste. That's what we made the Nedumangadu municipality. We are setting up this one. Another 2 months is going to run. Not only that, municipality will make money out of the system. So this we got a 5 crore from the DST and CSIR, we are setting that. This is a 10 ton per day capacity. Now Delhi government, Tamil Nadu government wanted similar type of model system in 3 municipalities. Now we have started working on it. Later, you may be knowing the big story about ghee of Tirupati Devasthanam. So they asked, as expertise of food, they asked me to be sorted out. We went, we made the committee. 43 food items, all we standardized now, procurement. 2 weeks back, team from Tirupati came to Kerala. We directly purchased cashew nut, cardamom, everything from here. Earlier it was the middlemen used to supply to them. Now we made everything chain. Then they told us, you are doing good, Chief Minister himself. Why not you do the waste management? Tirupati Devasthanam per day, 70,000 tons of the wet waste is generated, including 1 ton of chappals. I don't know who made it. They went to temple, they leave the chapel and come. 1 tons per day. Everything they dumped behind our hill, it has the 8th hill at Tirumala Devasthanam. So now we thought of, okay, why not? We'll start working on it. So we are putting the same plant there. Very soon we are going to do that in Tirumala, same operation. Second one is that, recently you know that biomedical waste. Kerala is dumping in Tamil Nadu government is going to the court, they are telling why you are dumping into our places. Because whatever the medical waste generated in Trivandrum has to come to Palakkad. Traveling 500 kilometers per day in Trivandrum alone, it's generating maximum of 100 kg. Think about 100 kg taking into the Palakkad. You have the carbon footprint, vehicle movement. During that should not happen anything, and the handling that's the problem. So can we have a solution for that? So here's another classical example. Again, I can say another failure as a businessman, but a scientist, we succeeded on that. We developed the system. This, your body part, blood, body part, even uterus removal, whatever happening in operation theatre, you dump to that equipment. Equipment is totally designed by CSIR Nest. We'll put inside like a washing machine. It disinfect first, then solidified, become a soil. That soil can be used to grow the plant. We made it everything ready. But question comes, CPCP, because this is a big establishment done in India. They told, no, you have to validate your system. Then we put up the system in AIIMS New Delhi. Our Honorable Minister has switched on. Now result has come. AIIMS said, nothing, everything is perfect. Even incinerator can't do that. Incinerator, one incinerator of biomedical waste, dioxins comes from your chimney. Here nothing is there. Everything has been completed. Then we give this sample to IRI New Delhi. They also told it's a very good manual, can be used for that. But psychological problem will come because you grow using this one for making your mango or your rice. We may not take it because death body, all these things, right? So we are suggesting now to use for the grass and other things. But it can be done. So the question comes, sir, where is the R&D, where is the R&D innovation, right? The first slide. R&D is done. We thought this is a societal problem we need to solve. But we fail to understand it as the business in it. The total business of the country is 4,000 crore. But we sold this technology, one company in Biovastam at Cochin, cost of 5 crore. The business is 4,000 crore. Now you know that. Even my scientist who invented, he started his own company. He would have been taken 15% stake on that company. Institute has taken 15% stake. We asked this Biovastam to go for the 60% investment. Today, Institute got 150 crore. That scientist would have got 150 crore. We missed it. So vice chancellors are there. We need to think, to encourage our scientists, we need to allow them to start their own company. Allow them to take stake on that. And institute can also have a stake on that. We needed that type of model system. We'll encourage the people move to the classical R&D to R&D innovation. This is again, see, failure always happen. But we need to learn the lesson from the failure. It's the second failure in my life. Sludge treatment. Again, fecal sludge. Whatever the human waste handling is the problem in not the bigger cities. But if you go for the congested city like a Trivandrum or the Cochin or the Nagpur, we set up the sewage plant, that fecal sludge. We made this system and 2 lakh population, all the fecal comes there. We dry it, the drying and the splitting, everything has dried the utter touch and it's working really well. Now we are expanding to the other municipalities where they requested. And the Nova technology is nothing but is a bacterial consortium added into that. Whatever the wastewater comes from the home or even canteen or the hostels can be treated, grey water comes. I'm telling you, my institute, none of the wastes go out, including our quotas wastewater, we are treating with our own technology. We deployed, it works very well. We are not stopped that. 2 things we have done. Whenever you go to the Trivandrum Padmanabha Swami temple, we have a wonderful pond, right? But the uniqueness of this pond is connected to the sea. Down it's connected to sea. But issue happened, lot of commercial establishment around that, our pond. So much they're dumping inside that, fish started growing and dying. The very, very bad smell comes, you can't take the bath in that pond. When I used to go every week to Trivandrum temple, then I thought of to solve this one. Then I talked to temple authorities. Now we put the floating wetland. We strip out the nutrient from the pond itself. It really works well. Last 2 months we started pilot study. It's amazingly works well. Now we wanted to expand the same technology for the other temples. Second one is that we enjoy the backwater in Kerala, but it has some issue. How many boats? 3,000 boats in Alapi itself. What they are doing it? Already pollution control board told you can't discharge all the waste into the river. So now the solution what we did, we talked to the Kerala boat associations, we setting up the Nova technology in the boat itself. Now all the water will be treated in the boat, then only we are pumping into the river. That also we started working on it. Time limit, I will not go for too much. See, we are talking about vehicle, even electricity. Greenhouse gas emission, vehicles on the road produce 28%. The food system produce 26%. Can you believe it? When we are arguing about Swadeshi science and our practice of taking vegetarian, I'm not advocating vegetarians, okay? I'm also non-vegetarian, but the truth I have to speak. You see that 26% of the greenhouse gas emissions comes from the food. Where it comes? Beef, chicken, wherever you are growing cattle feed. That cattle feed releases more carbon monoxide or equivalent to the vehicle on the road. That is the what 26% of the greenhouse gas emission comes from that. Then can we switch over to the vegetarian? No, it is not the ideal way, but you need a solution for that. I'll give the one example. All we love to eat non-vegetarians chicken. How the chicken, the calories calculation. You see that 9 calories of the feed to chicken, the chicken meat is produced 1 calories out. The conversion rate is 13%. Beef, 40 calories in the form of grass, all these things, it produces only 1 calorie of the meat. This is the what? We are producing so much feed and all, it's not coming. So we need to move on to the vegetarian. Adi, you can't leave the meat, artificial meat like that, we need to create. That's the way of doing it. And that's what 39% of the greenhouse gas emission comes from the production, 4.6% packaging. I will complete the packaging, that's my last section. 15,000 multi-layer packages are purchased, dumped on every minute in India. You enjoy yesterday one chocolate, right? 1 week, everybody like to take chocolate, right? The wrapper, for 5 minutes your enjoyment, the wrapper takes 7 years to degrade on the earth. 7 years. Then think about how many wrappers you put it. We are talking about alternative to paper, right? That's what we are telling. No, plastic will go for paper. 15 million trees are cut, billion trees are cut every year. You cut the tree means 15% reduction of the carbon dioxide absorption, right? That's not the ideal way. Then you need a 4 times higher energy, 70% more water to convert the paper. Paper is not the ideal way. Then glass, producing the glass itself, NOx produces recycling stuff. That also is not a good ideal. Then now people are thinking about aluminium. 1 ton of the aluminium is produced 12.2 kg of CO, tons of the CO2. The same thing PET is produced only 2 ton of the CO2. Then aluminium also is not alternative. Then what is there in front of us? Yes or no? Nothing. So that's what CSIR has taken the lead. Sustainable Packaging Mission, I am the leading director of that, coordinated with 14 labs. Apart from the 20 industries, we wanted to make it Sustainable Packaging Mission. We are working on it. We know that so many bottles, PET bottles in everywhere. 15 million PET bottles are produced and thrown on the earth every day. 15 million. Not only in India, whole country, whole world. Till now, we don't have the solution for that. CSI and NIST has come up with that. This PET bottle is 100% biodegradable in 6 months' time. 180 days at 100% biocompostable. And including the lid we developed, testing is going on with us. This year, along with the rice, we wanted to introduce this technology. Again, Coke US wanted to take this technology. Now question comes, is it a right way to go? Again, we need to think. You see the market potential is quite very high. But we made it, it's based on PLA, but PLA we are importing. Now we have to develop the PLA locally and also recycling. And we use the coir and the PBAT, we develop the alternative to plastics, microplastics. This article has come February, Nature Communication. They found microplastics in brain. Earlier it was in the mother's milk. Another article published recently by European Union. They took 10 years of the article 2015 to 25, almost 1,700 papers. They told whatever the reported last 10 years about microplastics are not in line with the standard way. Someone is telling the same methodology, 25 microplastics, another one is 25,000. Huge variation. Then which is the standard method of operation? So it's a big concern. We are taking 5 gram of microplastics every week. Every week you and me, we are taking 5 gram. It will go to your intestine, it stops the absorption, it goes to your brain, all these cancers, everything comes. But the detection of the microplastic, we are using the ML and we made the method to detect the microplastic. Very soon we are going to publish this paper. I want more youngsters to work on this area. Here, chemistry, environmental and physics students, please start working on microplastic. We don't have the standard method of detection. We need more people to work on that to come with the solution. This is another one, sustainability. CSA and NIST developed the waste to leather. I gifted to Honorable Vice Chancellor on vegan leather bag. This has been done with banana, pineapple, rice, bagasse, cactus. All the waste fiber, the world first 90% above fiber based leather we made. Other way around, you look at slaughtering happen not only meat, slaughtering happen for leather. So can we make, you can't go and stop them, right? Give the alternative, cheaper than that. That's what we try to develop the method. So here you can't think about a business, you have to think the larger cost. So that R&D innovation has to be a two coins. Second one is that the cutleries. Last week, Indian Express have a big cover story about one of our entrepreneurs in Vijayawada. We are giving 50% less cost for the lady entrepreneurs, and you 100% you are going to employ only women. Technology is free. That's what we are doing it in our institute, and we given the technology. Here again the R&D, we made that cutlery from the rice husk and all, we made the plate. But technology is taken by one company, Kurudat at Kochi. They can't able to market it. It's not, production is not that great. So my scientist, I told, you need to develop the machine rather than develop the product. That's what R&D innovation. Now we develop the machine that set up at Nagpur. It's a 3 tons per day is working in Nagpur. We established almost 20 places in the country to produce that. Now yes, I have the in the Tirupati Devasthanam link. Now we are going to introduce 70,000 plate in Tirupati, only cutlery. All the plastic we are going to remove. So now my technology will be given to entrepreneurs. Now it will go to the business model. Everybody will get the benefit. That's what, as an institute, when you are looking at the R&D, we need to think market where it goes. Yes, we talked a lot R&D, innovation and R&D, but we have to think that future where it is. Either we are not stopping the plastics, we are not stopping the greenhouse emissions. Whatever we do, we have to think about the future. Sometimes we are thinking about dinosaurs, right? It is lived. Today dinosaurs are not there, but tomorrow we may not be there. Humans may not be there in this earth. We should not leave that earth like that. How we come to here, our future generation has to live like that. The science has to be used very, very carefully. That's what Gandhiji says. Future is depends on what we do present. Thank you so much for all your support, even getting my wing answer.
The session is open for discussion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Namaskaram sir. So my name is Samir Subba, a research scholar in IR department. So my question is, first of all, congratulations for everything you have done for the society or for the scientific fraternity. My question is that you are talking about the genetically modified or lab-based rice you are working on. So sir, this rice is to what extent it is suitable to grow in an organic manner first, and what kind of environmental and climatic conditions it demands?
Yes, you wrongly understood that concept. Maybe it's a mistake in mind. This is not the grown rice, okay? It is not a genetically modified rice. That we are not advocate. Yes, we are not going into that, okay? Scientists, we want GM foods. But some people may not like it, forget about that. We are not going into that. That's what I'm not touched the modification of genetically. This is not a grown rice. Broken rice. During the milling, rice milling, after the paddy comes, it goes to parboiling or dry milling will happen, right? You remove the husk and all. That time, rice will be broken. Some rice, 30% of rice will be broken. That broken rice I have collected. I made the powder. Again, I used extrusion method to make a rice. During that, I added all these things. Then question comes, I increased 20% of the protein. So I am reducing the starch. The starch absorbs the water molecule. That's what you get that white puffy. When reduce the starch, you can't get the rice shape, right? So that's what I modified. Protein act as a starch. That's the idea. Then rice protein does not have the lysine. It's not a complete amino acids. Here we wanted to provide complete amino acids. So we added the lysine also inside. So maximum nutrient in the single Rice, it's a totally artificial, you can say. I have not used the artificial. If I use that term, our community, our people will say plastic rice. I don't want to say that. But it's artificial rice. Artificially made, so no need to grow. The waste we made the rice, that's what cost can come around 150 per kg.
Due to paucity of time, the questions, in case if you have any more, we will take it up with Anandaraman sir later. The concluding remarks of the chair, please. Sir, you please.
Well, I think we had a great session. You know, when we were students in school or colleges, our teachers used to tell that Saraswati and Lakshmi cannot live in the same house. It essentially means that if you are going after knowledge, it is very difficult that you can make money. Now, from what Professor Ananta Ramakrishnan has been showing here all along, is that academic laboratories are places which can actually create wealth now. So Saraswati and Lakshmi can live in the same house. And it's actually a very inspiring thing for youngsters, young students who come into the area of science and technology these days, that you can become good entrepreneurs and do great things for society. And instead of being merely a job seeker working in a laboratory, you have plenty of opportunities that are there. It's a very inspiring lecture. I thank the speaker, Professor Ananta Ramakrishnan. Thank you.
Thank you so
I will take, sir, anything more? I know it's just 1 more minute, sir, just to thank you. As students here, I would like to tell you, Ananta Ramakrishnan sir's speech, it always gives us more energy to work more in the field of science. I'm not sure how he gets more than 24 hours what we have. We only have that much time. He is a person who conducted one of the science festivals in Guwahati, sitting in Trivandrum. That was some 40,000 people, 30,000 people visited that festival in Guwahati. Now, as engineers or as technocrats or as scientists, his words have given us the input to make money. We were all after science research and such things. But as a science research scholar, how to make more money out of that, your knowledge, that also is taught by him. And as a presentation, you can see the difference in presentation skills. We are all learning from that. So let us give a big round of applause to Ananta Ramakrishnan sir. Another Raman in making in Ananta Ramakrishnan sir. I request Dr. G.M. Nair to come and present.
Once again, thank you so much, sir. He is the prestigious Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar Award also has been got by Dr. Ananta Ramakrishnan. Thank you so much for the beautiful speech, sir.
I request G.M. Nair sir to give it to Ravindran sir also. Over to you.